In Japan, the idea of strength begins not in the gym, but in the kitchen. Elders there don't just eat to fill their stomachs, they eat to move, walk, bend down into the garden, and carry groceries home well into their 80s. In Okinawa, where some of the world's longest living people reside, meals are colorful, light, and calming. They may look simple, but each bite is chosen to support mobility and independence. Imagine yourself at 70, lifting your grandchild with steady arms or walking upstairs without a pause. This is not luck. It's the result of a quiet eating rhythm that Japanese elders have practiced for decades. Instead of chasing strict diets or high-protein fads, they place foods on their plates that fuel muscles gently, protect joints, and calm digestion. Research from the NIH confirms this. Diet quality and nutrient absorption are stronger predictors of healthy mobility than sheer protein intake. This way of eating doesn't overwhelm the body, it supports it. No guilt, restriction, just balance, and the results are striking. In Japan, many elders remain upright and active at 90, shopping for vegetables and preparing their own meals. In this series, we'll explore 5 humble foods that Japanese elders rely on. Foods that can help you maintain strength and lightness, even after 60. What if aging weren't something to fear, but something to nourish? In Japan, that's precisely how elders approach food. Instead of battling time with extreme diets, powders, or supplements, they respect the body's natural changes and adjust their meals with calm consistency. You might have tofu, lunch, a bowl of miso soup, dinner, and a small portion of rice with vegetables for breakfast. Nothing flashy, nothing forced, just a rhythm that the body understands and welcomes. This rhythm matters more than rules. Unlike Western culture, where we often count calories and chase trends, Japanese elders eat patiently. They practice harahachi-bu, eating until they are 80% full. It's a simple habit that keeps digestion smooth, prevents heaviness, and leaves energy for movement. Harvard Health notes that our ability to absorb nutrients drops by 20–30% as we age. That means the focus shouldn't be on piling more food into the stomach, but choosing foods the body can use. A nutrition expert, Evelyn Brooks, reminds her patients of this truth. It's not the number on your plate that matters most, but how your body feels afterwards. When meals are light, nourishing, and digestible, the body recovers faster, muscles repair more easily, and joints remain freer. Aging with strength doesn't require more food, just smarter food. And the Japanese way proves that respect and rhythm in eating can make all the difference. It's not about fighting age, it's about fueling it wisely. Robert was 67 when he noticed something troubling. Once a strong carpenter, he found himself pausing halfway up the stairs, his legs heavier than he remembered. He hadn't gained much weight, but his strength was slipping away. What Robert experienced has a name: sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle that begins as early as our 50s. It doesn't happen all at once. At first, it's just slower walks, or needing both hands to lift a bag of groceries. But over time, it affects balance, posture, and independence. The World Health Organization estimates that after 50, adults lose around 1% of muscle each year if nothing is done to prevent it. By 70, this silent decline can mean weaker legs, unstable joints, and a higher risk of falls. In Western countries, many people try to fight this with more meat, protein shakes, or restrictive diets. But often, that approach creates inflammation, bloating, or poor digestion, leaving the body heavy and tired rather than strong. Japanese elders take a different path. They don't wait for muscles to shrink before acting. Instead, they feed their muscles every single day with foods that are gentle yet powerful. Their meals focus on reducing inflammation, supporting digestion, and stabilizing energy. This way, strength is preserved quietly, meal after meal. For Robert, the lesson is clear. True independence in later years doesn't come from chasing bulk or diets. It comes from nourishing muscles consistently before weakness can take hold. It's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. This simple truth is at the heart of how Japanese elders maintain their strength. While we often think that more protein automatically equals more muscle in the West, Japan teaches the opposite lesson. Digestion always comes first. Because if the body can't process what's on the plate, it doesn't matter how much food is there. That's why elders in Okinawa and other long-living regions choose gentle meals for the stomach. Instead of steak or fried meats that slow digestion, they turn to tofu, sweet potatoes, and light soups. These foods deliver protein, fiber, and minerals without exhausting the gut. And when digestion is calm, nutrients can be absorbed more effectively, giving muscles what they need to stay resilient. One guiding practice is harahachi bu, eating until you are about 80% full. Think of the difference between a heavy Thanksgiving meal that leaves you tired on the couch versus a small, balanced meal that lets you take a peaceful walk afterwards. The first overwhelms the system, the second supports it. The Mayo Clinic has shown that consistent overeating contributes to insulin resistance and inflammation, two major drivers of weakness and fatigue after 60. By focusing on how food feels in the body, rather than how much is eaten, Japanese elders preserve energy for the things that matter: walking, gardening, cooking, and living without discomfort. Strong muscles begin not with excess but with a calm and steady gut. Picture a vibrant potato that looks like a jewel from the earth, deep purple, almost glowing. This is the Okinawan sweet potato, known as beni imo, and it's one of the quiet secrets behind the strength and resilience of Japan's elders. Unlike regular white or yellow potatoes, purple potatoes are rich in anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect muscles, blood vessels, and joints from inflammation. What makes this root special is how it fuels the body. Instead of spiking blood sugar like bread or pasta, it provides a steady, slow release of energy. For an elder heading out for a morning walk or tending the garden in the afternoon, this means stamina without crashes. In Okinawa, it's often steamed and eaten plain. No butter, no sugar. The natural sweetness and fiber are enough. Margaret, a 72-year-old teacher, discovered this the hard way. She relied on toast or cereal for years for breakfast, only to feel sluggish by mid-morning. When she began swapping in roasted purple sweet potatoes, her energy stayed balanced, and she noticed less joint stiffness. Scientific studies back this up. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition shows that anthocyanin-rich foods reduce markers of inflammation and support cardiovascular health, both critical for mobility in later life. The purple sweet potato is more than food. It's a symbol of endurance. It grows in poor soil, needs little care, and thrives for years, much like the elders who eat it daily. Gentle, steady, resilient. Among the most trusted staples in Japanese kitchens is tofu. To many elders, it isn't a trend or a diet food. It's tradition. Soft, light, and nourishing, tofu provides all 9 essential amino acids the body needs to maintain muscle. Unlike heavy cuts of meat, it digests easily, sparing the stomach while still fueling strength. Alongside tofu, fermented soy foods like miso and natto add another benefit. They nourish the gut, and a healthy gut means better absorption of every nutrient you eat. Western diets often lean on chicken breasts, protein powders, or red meat to preserve muscle. However, heavy proteins can be challenging to digest when aging. Evelyn Brooks, a nutrition expert, explains it. If your gut struggles to process your food, your muscles never see the benefit. The Japanese approach works well, emphasizing quality and gentleness over quantity. Nutrients like calcium, magnesium, and iron, all present in soy-based foods, also support bones and joints, preventing the aches and instability that can creep in after 60. A review published by the National Institutes of Health found that older adults who regularly consume soy protein have a lower risk of frailty than those who rely only on animal protein. In Okinawa, tofu is often stir-fried with bitter melon or simmered in stews. The meals are humble, yet powerful. Every bite is muscle support without heaviness. It's protein delivered with peace, food that strengthens while respecting the body's rhythm. At first glance, Goya, the bumpy, bitter green melon, doesn't look inviting. Its sharp taste makes many turn away. Yet in Okinawa, it's treasured as one of the most protective foods for aging bodies. Why? Because Goya is a natural ally for blood sugar control, liver function, and inflammation reduction. Three issues that become more critical after 60. As we age, the body's ability to manage blood sugar declines. The CDC reports that nearly 1 in 4 adults over 65 has diabetes. Unstable blood sugar doesn't just affect weight, it causes energy crashes, slower muscle recovery, and added strain on joints. Goya helps stabilize this system by improving insulin sensitivity, keeping energy steady, and muscles fueled. It also contains compounds that support the liver, the body's natural detox organ. A healthy liver means fewer inflammatory chemicals circulating in the bloodstream, translating into less stiffness and more mobility. Evelyn Brooks often tells her patients, think of bitter foods as medicine in disguise. They may challenge your tongue, but they protect your muscles, joints, and energy. In Okinawa, Goya is often stir-fried with tofu and egg, simple, nourishing, and balanced. For those who can't find Goya, substitutes like zucchini, kale, or arugula can provide some of the same gentle bitterness that supports digestion and blood sugar control. The truth is clear. Sometimes the foods that taste the sharpest give the body the gentlest protection. Bitterness on the tongue, but sweetness in health. In Japan, calcium doesn't usually come from a pill bottle. It comes from the sea. Seaweeds like wakame, nori, and kombu are staples in elders' diets, and they are among the richest natural sources of minerals the body needs after 60. Wakame, for instance, is packed with calcium, magnesium, iodine, and iron, nutrients that strengthen bones, support muscle contraction, and maintain thyroid balance, all while keeping calories low. For older adults, this is vital. Bones naturally lose density with age, making fractures more common. According to the Mayo Clinic, women can lose up to 20% of their bone mass in the 5 to 7 years following menopause. Seaweed offers a natural defense. Unlike dairy, which can sometimes cause bloating, or supplements many forget to take, seaweed is woven into meals, added to soups, sprinkled over rice, or served in salads. The Japanese see sea vegetables not as exotic, but as everyday nourishment. They understand that minerals are just as essential as protein in terms of mobility and independence. A bowl of miso soup with seaweed may look simple, but it quietly strengthens joints, stabilizes muscles, and supports steady energy. For those outside Japan, spinach, kale, or Swiss chard can offer similar mineral benefits if seaweed is hard to find. The lesson remains the same. Strong aging isn't about piling on more calories. It's about filling the body with nutrients that carry lightness and strength in every step. Walk through a Japanese forest and find one of nature's quietest healers, mushrooms. For centuries, varieties like shiitake, maitake, and enoki have been treasured for flavor and vitality. To elders, mushrooms are humble, nourishing, and intensely protective gifts from the earth. What makes them so valuable? Mushrooms are rich in B vitamins, potassium, and fiber, all supporting energy and heart health. More importantly, shiitake contains a compound called lentinan, which has been shown to boost the immune system and improve the body's ability to recover. Harvard researchers have even linked regular mushroom consumption to a reduced risk of mild cognitive decline, a benefit beyond muscles and joints. For older adults, this is powerful. Immunity naturally weakens with age, making infections and slow recovery more common. Mushrooms provide a natural shield, helping the body stay resilient. They're also calorie deficient, adding flavor and nutrition without promoting weight gain. In Japanese homes, mushrooms are often added to soups, simmered with rice, or tossed into hot pots. They bring umami, that deep, savory taste, without oil or heaviness. Mr. Tanaka, an 81-year-old in rural Japan, still climbs the hills to collect shiitake. His secret? They make me feel alive, like the forest strengthens me. Any mushroom, cremini, portobello, oyster, can offer similar benefits for those outside Japan. They remind us that sometimes the simplest foods carry the deepest healing power. You don't need to live in Okinawa to eat like its elders. The beauty of this approach is its simplicity and flexibility. These 5 foods, purple sweet potatoes, tofu, bitter melon, seaweed, and mushrooms, may sound unique, but each has easy substitutes that can be found almost anywhere in the world. If purple sweet potatoes aren't available, reach for Japanese satsuma or even regular orange sweet potatoes. They still provide slow, steady energy without spiking blood sugar. For tofu, most grocery stores now carry firm blocks you can sauté, stir into soup, or roast lightly if soy doesn't agree with you. Chickpeas or lentils are excellent, gentle proteins that are just as easy to digest. Goya, or bitter melon, can be tricky to find, but zucchini, kale, or arugula offer a similar bitterness that supports digestion and blood sugar balance. As Evelyn Brooks says, bitter foods teach your body to work smarter. Seaweed like wakame or nori can often be found in the international aisle, but if not, spinach or Swiss chard sprinkled with sesame seeds will deliver many of the same minerals. Mushrooms are perhaps the easiest. Shiitake, oyster, maitake, or even plain button mushrooms all bring B vitamins, fiber, and immune support. Add them to stir-fries, omelets, or soups. The point is not perfection, it's rhythm. One food, one habit, repeated gently. Start with just one swap this week and let your plate reflect not fear of aging, but respect for the strength inside you. Strength after 60 is not built by chasing the latest fitness trends or swallowing endless supplements. It's constructed quietly, in kitchens, with meals that respect the body's rhythm. Japanese elders show us that independence in later years doesn't come from force but grace, from eating foods that support digestion, calm inflammation, and fuel muscles without heaviness. Every bite becomes an investment. Sweet potatoes provide steady energy, tofu feeds muscles gently, bitter vegetables balance blood sugar, seaweed strengthens bones, and mushrooms protect immunity. These are not exotic superfoods. They are humble, accessible, and consistent. Evelyn Brooks often reminds her patients, your plate is your strongest medicine. And when meals are nourishing yet straightforward, they allow you to keep walking, cooking, gardening, and living with dignity. The path to graceful aging begins with one mindful choice at a time. Try one of these foods this week and notice how light, steady, and capable your body still feels.